Listen carefully. Your suffering does not mean you are broken. It does not mean you have failed. It only means you are human, alive, breathing, still learning what it means to carry both light and shadow. When you feel crushed by despair, when the heaviness in your chest feels unbearable, I want you to remember this simple truth. You are not your pain. Pain is present, but it is not who you are. The Buddha taught that suffering is a part of life, but it is not the whole of life. There is more to you than what hurts. There is the part of you that still hopes, still breathes, still longs for freedom. That part has not left you. Take one breath slowly. Inhale and silently say, I am alive. Exhale and whisper, I let go. Even if you cannot let go of everything, release just one thread of tension. Let one stone fall from the weight you are carrying. You do not need to be free all at once. Healing begins in fragments, in small acts of mercy toward yourself. Suffering often tells us lies. It says, you will never change. You are not worthy. No one loves you, but lies lose their power when you see them clearly. Imagine these words as clouds passing across the sky. Some clouds are dark, some are heavy, but the sky remains vast behind them. You are that sky. Thoughts and emotions move through you, but they do not define you. Look around you, even now. Life is still whispering. A bird sings, a leaf trembles, a soft light rests on the wall. These are not meaningless things. They are reminders. They are gentle voices saying, you are still here. The world still holds beauty, even while you hurt. Despair narrows your vision until you see only the darkness. But if you widen your gaze, even a little, you will find that darkness is never complete. There is always a flicker of light. The Buddha taught impermanence, not to frighten us, but to free us. No storm has ever lasted forever. Rain falls, thunder rumbles, but eventually the clouds part. The same is true for your pain. It will not last forever. It is here now, it feels endless, but it will change. You too will change. Begin with something small. Drink a glass of water mindfully. Place your hand on your chest and thank your heart for beating. Step outside and feel the air on your face. These are not trivial acts. They are steps on the path back to yourself. Healing does not come in a single moment of triumph. It comes in small moments of presence, repeated again and again. If you stumble, do not condemn yourself. Even the strongest tree bends in the storm. To bend is not to break. To cry is not to fail. To rest is not to surrender. It is to be human. And being human is enough. The compassion of the Buddha embraced everyone, the joyful, the weary, the hopeful, the despairing. That compassion is here for you too. When bitterness grows in your heart, try practicing forgiveness. Not for the sake of those who harmed you, but for yourself. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is the decision to stop carrying a burning coal in your hand. By forgiving, you release your grip and the fire no longer consumes you. This is freedom. Gratitude can also open the heart. Start with one thing, however small. The warmth of the sun, the comfort of a blanket, the sound of rain against the window. Write it down. Tomorrow, add another. Slowly, you will see that even in pain, life gives gifts. Gratitude does not erase sorrow, but it expands your view. It allows you to see that suffering is not all that exists. Remember this. You are not alone. Countless others walk the same road. Some have walked before you. Some are walking beside you. Some will walk after you. Your suffering is part of the human story. And in that story, there is also resilience, courage, tenderness, and healing. So tonight, If you cannot do anything else, just breathe. Breathe with awareness. Inhale and know that life is still within you. Exhale and release one grain of sorrow. The present moment is enough to begin again. Always. Do not rush your healing. The world tells you to be strong, to get over it, to smile when your heart is breaking. But the Buddha's path is different. It invites you to pause, to sit with what is, to give your pain the dignity of your attention. Healing is not about erasing suffering. It is about transforming your relationship with it. Imagine your sorrow as a small child standing in the rain. If you scold the child, it only cries harder. But if you kneel down, open your arms and whisper, "I see you. I am here for you." The child begins to calm. Your pain is like that child. It does not need punishment. It needs your gentle presence. Sit quietly for a moment. Close your eyes. Feel the rise and fall of your breath. Each inhale says, "I welcome myself." Each exhale says, "I release what I cannot hold." With each breath, you return to the present moment, where life still flows, even when your heart feels heavy. The mind, when clouded by despair, loves to tell stories. I am worthless. I am broken. The future holds nothing for me. These stories can feel convincing, but they are not the truth. They are habits of thought, like grooves worn into the soil by rain. The Buddha taught that habits can be changed. A river that once flowed one way can be redirected. Your mind too can learn new pathways of kindness, trust, and patience. Begin by noticing the story. Say quietly, "I see you," thought. You are here. Do not fight it. Do not push it away. Simply watch it the way you would watch a cloud drift across the sky. When you no longer cling to the thought, it loses its power. It passes and you remain. Do not underestimate the power of small acts of love. A smile to a stranger, a kind word to yourself, a cup of tea made slowly, mindfully. These are seeds of peace. Plant them daily, and one day you will walk through a garden you grew with your own tender hands. And when you fall into despair again, as you surely will, do not believe you have failed. Healing is not a straight road. It is a winding path with valleys and hills. Each time you fall, you learn something new about standing. Each time you cry, you cleanse a little more of the burden you carry. Progress is not measured by how quickly you reach the end, but by how faithfully you keep walking. Sometimes the darkness feels overwhelming. In those moments, remember this: even the deepest night ends with dawn. The sun does not rush, yet it always rises. In the same way, your light will return. Trust that it is already on its way, even if you cannot see it yet. When loneliness closes in, look outward. Remember that every being longs for happiness and fears suffering just like you. When you connect with this truth, your heart begins to soften. You realize you are not separate, not isolated. You are part of a great shared humanity. In compassion for others, you find compassion for yourself. If you carry guilt, forgive yourself. You did what you could with the awareness you had. The past cannot be changed, but the future is still open. Each moment is a chance to begin again. The Buddha taught, no matter how many times you fall, you can always rise. The path is always under your feet. And if your heart is too weary for grand vows, then make a small one. Today, I will breathe with awareness. Today, I will take one gentle step. Today, I will not abandon myself. These are vows enough. Kept daily, they will change your life. Rest in the present. This breath, this step, this moment, that is enough. Healing is not found in distant tomorrows. but in the simple act of being here, now. Do not be afraid of your tears. They are not weakness. They are the water that softens the soil of your heart so that seeds of healing can take root. Even the earth needs rain to be fertile. Your tears are the rain of the soul. Let them fall when they must, and know that with each drop, something within you is being cleansed. When despair presses on you, it may seem endless, but remember, the Buddha compared suffering to a fire. It burns when fueled, but if you stop feeding it, the flames die down. How do you stop feeding despair? By refusing to believe every dark thought it gives you. By turning, even gently, toward the light of awareness. By offering kindness where once there was only self-criticism. Try saying this softly to yourself. Even though I suffer, I am still worthy of love. Let the words echo inside you. Perhaps you do not believe them yet. That is all right. Repetition plants seeds. With time, the soil of your mind changes, and what once felt impossible begins to grow. You may think your pain isolates you, that no one else could understand. But suffering is the thread that connects all beings. Look at any stranger and know. They too have cried. They too have feared. They too have carried nights of loneliness. You are never as alone as you believe. The human family is vast, and in its vastness, there is space for your sorrow as well. Consider the waves of the ocean. Some rise high, some crash fiercely, some lap gently at the shore. None of them stay forever. They come, they go, yet the ocean itself remains. You are not just the wave of sadness or fear. You are the ocean that holds them. This truth is freedom. You are more than what you feel in this moment. Sometimes you may wish to escape, to run from your pain, to numb it, to bury it. But pain unattended does not disappear. It waits, it lingers, it asks again for your care. The Buddha taught that to heal, we must turn toward our suffering, not away. Not to be consumed by it, but to embrace it with the tenderness we might give to a friend. Imagine cradling your sorrow the way you would cradle a child. Whisper to it, I know you are here. I am not abandoning you. This is the practice of compassion. It does not eliminate pain instantly, but it changes the way pain lives in you. It transforms the wound into a place where understanding can blossom. Remember to rest. Rest is not laziness. Rest is the wisdom of the body asking for renewal. When you lay down and breathe slowly, you are practicing kindness. When you stop striving for a moment, you allow the natural healing of life to flow through you. Even the Buddha rested beneath the Bodhi tree. From that stillness, enlightenment came. At night, when thoughts attack and peace feels far, place your hand on your heart and listen. Beneath the noise, your heart beats steadily. It has not given up on you. It will not give up on you. Let it remind you, you are alive, and where there is life, there is possibility. Do not wait for the future to bring salvation. The door to healing is only ever open in the present. The future is only a dream. The past, only a memory. But here, in this breath, in this step, in this single moment, you can choose peace. You can choose tenderness. You can choose to begin again. So breathe, dear one. Just breathe. For in your breath lies the quiet miracle of life. And in that miracle lies the path to freedom. There are days when you may feel too heavy to rise from bed, when even the smallest task feels impossible. On those moments, be gentle with yourself. The Buddha never asked us to climb mountains in a single step. He only asked us to take the step that is possible now. If all you can do today is breathe with awareness for a few moments, that is enough. If all you can do is drink water mindfully, that is enough. Small acts of presence carry great power. Do not measure your progress by comparing yourself to others. Flowers bloom at different times, yet each adds beauty to the garden. You're blooming in your own season. Trust that your growth, even if unseen, is happening quietly beneath the surface. Seeds take time. Roots grow in silence. One day, the flower of peace will appear and you will know that your patience was not in vain. When your mind spins with worries, anchor yourself in your body. Feel your feet against the ground. Feel the air against your skin. These sensations are reminders that you are here, not trapped in the stories of your thoughts. Every time you return to the body, you return home. And at home, you are safe. Remember too that joy is still possible, even in sorrow. Joy does not erase pain, but it can live beside it. The laughter of a friend, the taste of warm food, the softness of a blanket. These are drops of joy. Collect them, one by one. They will sustain you. They will remind you that life is not only suffering, but also wonder. Practice gratitude, not as a duty, but as a way of seeing. Each day, name one thing you're grateful for. Write it, speak it, or simply hold it in your heart. Over time, gratitude opens the window wider, letting in more light. It does not deny the darkness, but it shows you the stars that shine within it. If you find yourself drowning in regret, remember this: the past is gone. You cannot rewrite what has already been lived, but you can write what comes next. Each breath is a new page. Each step is a new sentence. Your story is not finished. The pen is still in your hand. Sometimes you will feel anger at yourself, at others, at life itself. Do not push it down. Acknowledge it, breathe with it, and let it pass. Anger is like a storm. It rages, it pours, but then it moves on. If you do not cling to it, it cannot destroy you. You are the sky. Anger is only the storm. The Buddha taught that life is made of both suffering and the path out of suffering. You cannot control every event, but you can choose how you walk through them. Will you walk with harshness toward yourself or with compassion? Will you add more stones to your burden or will you lay one down? The choice, moment by moment, belongs to you. At the end of the day, when silence surrounds you, remind yourself, you are still here. That is enough. Surviving one more day is an act of courage. Breathing through one more night is an act of strength. You may not see your bravery, but it is there, quiet and steady. So rest now. Rest without guilt. Rest without shame. Rest because your body and soul deserve kindness. Rest because tomorrow is another chance to begin again. There will be times when loneliness sits beside you like a shadow that refuses to leave. It whispers that you are forgotten, that you are unseen. But loneliness too is a visitor. When you look deeply, you will see that you are connected in ways you cannot always notice. Each breath you take is shared with the trees that give you oxygen. Each sip of water has traveled through rivers, clouds, and countless lives before reaching you. You are never truly separate. You are woven into the fabric of all existence. When you believe you are unloved, place your hand over your heart and feel its rhythm. This steady beat is love, the love of life itself. Your heart has never stopped working for you. Even in despair, it has not abandoned you. Trust its quiet devotion. Let it remind you that you are worthy of love, beginning with the love you offer yourself. If you struggle to find compassion for yourself, Start by imagining someone you care for deeply. A friend, a child, even a beloved pet. Think of how you would speak to them if they were suffering. Would you condemn them, or would you comfort them? Now turn those same words inward. Speak to yourself as kindly as you would to the one you cherish. This is self-compassion, and it is the key to transformation. Remember that healing is not the absence of pain, but the presence of understanding. When you understand your suffering, it begins to loosen its grip. Understanding is like sunlight, gentle, steady, and warming. Under its light, even the coldest wounds begin to soften. At times, your mind may wander into fear of the future. It paints images of failure, abandonment, or endless struggle. But the future does not exist yet. It is only imagination. Bring yourself back to the present. Feel his breath. Feel his heartbeat. In this moment, you are safe. In this moment, you are alive. Let that be enough. The Buddha spoke of the Eightfold Path, a guide to living with wisdom and compassion. You need not master it all at once. Begin with one step. Practice mindful speech by speaking gently to yourself today. Practice right effort by doing one small act of kindness. Each step matters. Each step leads you toward freedom. When night falls and anxiety returns, light a small candle. Watch how it glows against the darkness. One flame cannot banish the night, yet it changes everything around it. So too does your awareness. Even the smallest spark of mindfulness alters the landscape of your mind. Nurture that spark. It will grow. Do not rush to be healed. Rushing is another form of resistance. Healing blooms like a flower in its own season, not before. Trust the process. Trust the slowness. Trust that even when you cannot see growth, the roots are spreading quietly beneath the surface. And when you doubt your worth, remember this. You exist. That alone is miracle enough. Out of countless possibilities, you came to be. Your presence matters even when you cannot see how. Someone has smiled because of you. Someone has been comforted by your existence. And if not yet, then it will happen. For the seeds of your life will bear fruit in ways unseen. So hold on, dear one. Not with clenched fists, but with open hands. Hold on with gentleness, with patience, with the quiet courage that keeps walking even when the road is dark. You are on the path, and that is enough. There will be days when the weight of the past presses so heavily that you feel chained to old mistakes. Guilt rises, regret burns, and shame whispers that you are beyond redemption. But hear this clearly. You are not your past. You are not the sum of your errors. You are the living possibility of change. Every moment is fresh. Every breath is new. The river of life never flows backward. If you feel haunted by what you did or failed to do, place your hand gently on your chest and say, I forgive myself for not knowing then what I know now. These words may feel strange at first, but let them sink slowly. Forgiveness is not about excusing what happened. It is about releasing yourself from the prison of endless self-punishment. Remember that even the Buddha himself was once a man who wandered in confusion, searching for truth. It was through mistakes, struggles, and years of seeking that he awakened. Your journey too will have twists and falls. Do not despise them. They are the very soil from which wisdom grows. Anger too will visit you. It rises like fire, hot and fierce, but fire cannot burn forever without fuel. When anger comes, breathe. Do not feed it with harsh words or impulsive acts. Watch it, feel its heat, and then let it cool. Anger can be a teacher, pointing you toward the wounds that still need healing. Listen to it, but do not let it rule you. When despair tells you there is no point, remember the lotus. Its roots grow in the mud, hidden and unseen. Yet from that mud rises a flower of perfect beauty. Without the mud, there is no lotus. Without your suffering, there can be no awakening. Your pain is not meaningless. It is the ground from which compassion can blossom. Practice being present with small joys. Notice the way the morning air feels on your skin. Notice the laughter of a child, the fragrance of a meal, the comfort of warm clothing. These simple experiences are not trivial. They are life offering you medicine. Quietly, each day. Take it. Let it nourish you. If the night feels endless, remember, dawn is already on its way. Even when you cannot see the sun, it is still rising. Trust in cycles. Trust that light returns. Your heart, like the earth, knows how to renew itself if you allow it space and time. Do not walk this path alone if you do not have to. Reach out. Speak your truth to a friend, a teacher, a community. The Buddha taught the importance of Sangha, the community of support. Healing grows stronger when it is shared. Sometimes another's presence is the bridge that carries us across the river of pain. And when you feel you have no one, remember that you still have yourself. Sit with your own presence. Breathe with yourself. Whisper gently, I am here for me. This is not selfishness, it is survival. It is learning to be your own refuge when the world feels unsafe. Above all, do not give up. You have walked through nights you thought would never end, and yet, here you are. You have endured storms you thought would shatter you, and yet, you remain. This is your strength, not in perfection, but in persistence. You are still here. You are still breathing. And as long as breath is with you, there is hope. Sometimes you will feel that life has stolen too much from you. Time, love, opportunities. You may look at others and wonder why their path seems brighter, easier, more blessed. But comparison is a thief of peace. The Buddha taught that envy only multiplies suffering. Instead of looking outward with bitterness, turn inward with compassion. Ask yourself, what is still possible for me, here and now? What is possible may be small, a single kind word, a deep breath, a step outside to feel the sun. But do not underestimate the small. A single drop of water nourishes the seed. A single candle can light another. Your healing does not require you to climb a mountain today. It only asks that you take one step in faith. When hopelessness whispers that nothing matters, remind yourself that every action, however small, leaves an imprint. The way you speak to yourself shapes your mind. The way you treat others shapes their hearts. The way you breathe, walk, eat, and live shapes the quality of your days. Nothing is wasted. Every mindful act matters. You may think your presence has no meaning, but look again. Someone has been comforted by your smile. Someone has found courage in your words. Someone has felt less alone because of your existence. You may never know the ripples you create, but they are real. Just as the moon affects the tides without ever touching the water, your life touches others in unseen ways. When grief weighs on you, allow it space. Do not silence it. Do not rush it away. Grief is love that has nowhere else to go. Let it move through you. Cry if you must. Weep as long as needed. Tears are a river carrying your sorrow to the sea, where it will eventually dissolve into something greater. At times, silence will be your refuge. Sit quietly, without distraction. Listen to the hum of life around you, the wind through the trees, the hum of traffic, the beating of your own heart. These sounds remind you that you belong to a larger whole, that you're part of the great symphony of existence. And then, when you feel ready, speak. Speak your truth gently, but speak it. The voice of despair grows louder in silence, but when you share, even softly, its grip loosens. Find someone safe and say, "This is how I feel. This is what I carry." You will see that being heard is its own medicine. Remember also to laugh. Laughter is not disrespect to your pain. It is a gift of relief. Even the Buddha smiled. Joy and sorrow can exist together. A heart that can hold both becomes vast and free. Seek moments of laughter, no matter how small. They are bridges that carry you across difficult hours. Practice patience with yourself. Healing is not a race. If today you only moved an inch, that is still progress. If all you did was survive, that is still enough. Trust the process. Even when it feels invisible, trust that your effort is not in vain. One day, you will look back on this season of sorrow and see not only the pain, but the resilience it grew in you. You will see the ways you softened, the ways you endured, the ways you learned to love more deeply because you knew suffering. That day will come. And until it does, keep breathing, keep walking, keep choosing compassion, one moment, one step at a time. There may be mornings when you wake and feel the weight of dread before your eyes even open. The day stretches ahead like a mountain you do not know how to climb. In those moments, remember, you do not need to climb the whole mountain today. You only need to take the next step. One step is enough. The mountain will reveal the path as you go. When despair surrounds you, it may tell you that your effort is meaningless. But nothing given in kindness is ever wasted. A gentle smile, a soft word, a patient breath. These ripple outward in ways unseen. Like seeds scattered by the wind, you may never know where they land, but they can bloom in the hearts of others. Your life, even in struggle, plants seeds of goodness. If loneliness follows you, try reaching outward. Write a letter, make a call, offer a small act of service. In connecting with another, you connect with yourself. You begin to remember that all beings are bound together, each carrying both joy and pain. To help another breathe easier is to help yourself breathe easier too. Sometimes the body carries the burden of sorrow in silent ways: tight shoulders, a heavy chest, an exhausted mind. Treat your body with gentleness. Rest when you're tired. Walk slowly in nature. Breathe deeply and stretch. Feed yourself nourishing food. The body is not your enemy. It is your companion on this journey. Care for it tenderly. You may feel broken, but broken things can still hold light. Look at stained glass. The cracks and colors create beauty when sunlight passes through. Look at a healed scar. It is proof that wounds can close. Your brokenness does not make you worthless. It makes you human. And in being human, you are sacred. Do not wait for perfect peace to live. Begin to live now, even in imperfection. Allow yourself to taste joy, however fleeting. Allow yourself to rest, even if you are still hurting. Peace is not the absence of struggle. It is the courage to create small moments of refuge within it. At night, when you cannot sleep, do not fight the wakefulness. Instead, lie still and breathe. Listen to the quiet sounds around you. Place a hand on your heart and whisper, "It is all right. I am here. I am safe enough in this moment." This practice will not erase the night, but it can soften it. Remember too, the teaching of impermanence. Everything changes. The sadness you feel today will not be the same tomorrow. Even if it lingers, It will shift. It will transform. Change is the nature of all things. Because of this truth, despair cannot last forever. Light will return, just as morning follows night. Do not be afraid of starting small. One mindful breath, one kind gesture, one moment of gratitude, that is how healing grows. Like drops of water filling a jar, each act adds up. Over time, the jar overflows with peace. Trust the drops. Trust the slow filling. And when you feel weak, remember, there is strength in simply surviving. To breathe through the pain, to endure another day. To keep walking despite the weight, this is courage. Do not dismiss it. You are stronger than you know, not because you do not fall, but because you rise again and again and again. There will be moments when you wonder if your suffering has any meaning at all, or if it is only senseless weight. In those moments, remember the story of the lotus. The lotus does not grow in clear water. It grows in the thickest mud, pushing slowly toward the light. Your pain is not meaningless. It is the soil that will one day nourish your awakening. Do not despise the mud. Without it, there is no lotus. Without your struggles, there would be no compassion in your heart. Those who have never suffered may know happiness, but those who have suffered deeply can know joy in a way that is profound, tender, and unshakable. Your pain is shaping you into someone who can love more widely, forgive more easily, and see more clearly. The Buddha taught that everything arises from conditions. Your sadness, too, has its causes. Fatigue, loss, disappointment, the words of others, these conditions come together to create suffering. But when conditions change, suffering changes. This is the law of impermanence. Nothing fixed can bind you forever. When fear grips you, place both feet on the ground. Feel the earth beneath you. Imagine roots growing from your soles, anchoring you deep into the soil. The earth is vast, steady, unshaken. Let it remind you, you too can be steady. You too can endure. Fear may shake you, but beneath it, your roots are strong. And if despair insists that you are lost, whisper back, I am still here. I am still breathing. And as long as I breathe, I can begin again. This is the truth. You do not need to be free of sorrow to start over. You only need to take the first step, right where you are. At times, the future may look like a wall too high to climb. You may ask, how will I endure another year, another month, even another day? The answer is always the same. Endure this moment. Endure this breath. Life is never lived in years or decades, but in single breaths, one after another. Breathe this one well and the next will come more gently. When exhaustion drags you down, remember that rest is part of the path. Even rivers pause in still pools. Even seasons pause in winter. Rest is not failure. Rest is wisdom. When you rest, you allow the body and mind to renew, to prepare for the steps ahead. Celebrate your smallest victories. Rising from bed when you wanted to give up is a victory. Drinking water instead of collapsing in despair is a victory. Speaking one kind word to yourself is a victory. These victories are not small. They are sacred. They are signs of resilience, proof that even in suffering you continue. Do not fear silence. In silence, truth can be heard. In silence, you may hear your own heart more clearly. When you sit quietly, you will find that beneath the noise of thoughts, there is a stillness waiting. That stillness is your true home. Return to it often, and you will never be fully lost. And when joy visits, welcome it without guilt. Do not say, I should not laugh while I suffer. Joy is medicine. It does not betray your pain. It balances it. Let yourself smile, even through tears. Let yourself feel warmth, even in the cold. This is not denial. This is survival. This is the fullness of being alive. Now, as you reach this point, take a breath. Let the words settle, not as commands, but as gentle offerings. You are not asked to be perfect. You are not asked to be unbroken. You are only asked to be present, to keep walking, to keep breathing. Your suffering is real, but it is not the whole of you. Beneath it, there is strength. Within it, there is tenderness. After it, there will be transformation. One day, you will look back and see how far you have come, not because the pain vanished, but because you learned to carry it with compassion and courage. Remember this truth: no feeling is final, no night is endless, no storm lasts forever. You are not defined by what you have lost, but by how you continue. You are not the darkness. You are the light that persists within it. So breathe, dear one. Breathe deeply. Trust the rhythm of life flowing through you. Trust that every inhale is a new beginning. Trust that every exhale is a release. And know with all your heart, you are not alone. You are loved. You are enough. May you walk gently. May you rest deeply. May you heal slowly, surely, and completely. And may you remember always, even in the darkest night, the dawn is already on its way.